Have you ever opened your refrigerator, seen a tub of Greek yogurt on the shelf and thought, this is healthy? Surely it's doing me good? Many people over 65 rely on Greek yogurt as a quick, protein-packed snack or breakfast staple. After all, it's often touted as one of the best dairy options for older adults. Yet what if the very things that make Greek yogurt so attractive could also lead to hidden pitfalls if you're not careful? Here's something I want you to consider. As we get older, our bodies change in ways that affect how we process and benefit from certain foods, even ones like Greek yogurt that are generally considered wholesome. You might be following the same dietary habits you always have, and only now noticing unexpected issues like fluctuating blood sugar, digestive discomfort, or even decreased energy. You may be thinking these issues are just part of aging, but in many cases, the solution could be simpler than you think. It's quite common to assume that because Greek yogurt is advertised as rich in protein and probiotics, it must automatically be the perfect choice for everyone. We've all heard medical professionals and nutrition experts praise it. It's high in protein, low in fat, perfect for a senior diet. But there's more to the story. Some seniors, for instance, load up on sweetened varieties with the best intentions, or they overlook key nutritional details that matter far more after 65. Others might not realize that certain medications interact with components in Greek yogurt, leading to issues they'd never suspect were yogurt-related at all. This matters because the stakes are higher at this stage of life. Maintaining a balanced diet after 65 isn't just about preventing weight gain. It's about preserving muscle mass, keeping blood pressure under control, improving digestion, and even supporting a stronger immune system. Getting it right can help you stay active longer, keep up with grandchildren, reduce your risk of avoidable health problems, and ultimately preserve your independence. In the next few minutes, we're going to look at 5 common mistakes seniors make with Greek yogurt. Mistakes that can create unnecessary health hurdles. By identifying each pitfall, you'll learn how to avoid the frustration of feeling fatigued or dealing with digestive trouble, and instead harness the full benefits of this nutrient-dense food. We'll talk about hidden sugars, medication interactions, portion sizes, and even how your personal health profile might affect how you should be choosing and eating Greek yogurt. My promise, by the end of this video, you'll walk away with a better understanding of how to use Greek yogurt to truly support your health rather than inadvertently undermine it. I'm speaking to you today not just as someone who's studied senior nutrition, but as someone who's seen firsthand how small changes can bring about significant quality of life improvements. Many of my older friends and family members have shared their stories about how they unknowingly sabotage their diets with well-intentioned food choices. Through research, experimentation, and professional input, they discovered just how powerful and tricky foods like Greek yogurt can be when consumed properly. If you're curious about ways to optimize your health without overhauling your entire diet, you're in exactly the right place. As we go through these 5 points, think about your own eating habits. Do you check the label for added sugars? Do you worry about potential side effects with medications you're on? If any of these questions resonate, keep watching. You may find exactly the insight you need to make simple but meaningful improvements. Let's begin by looking at some of the most frequently overlooked aspects of Greek yogurt consumption after 65, and what you can do to ensure you're not falling into these traps. The first big mistake many seniors make with Greek yogurt is assuming all varieties are the same. It's easy to walk down the dairy aisle, spot Greek yogurt on the label, and just toss it into your cart. But let's look at why that might be problematic. Mistake 1 often starts with good intentions. You want more protein and healthier snacks. But not all Greek yogurts have the same nutritional profile. Some are loaded with sugar or artificial sweeteners, while others are almost as decadent as a dessert. In fact, a misconception many seniors believe is, if it says Greek yogurt, it must be healthy. That's what happened to Michael, 67, who had been battling weight fluctuations for a few years. His doctor recommended adding Greek yogurt to his breakfast routine, saying it could help keep him feeling full and provide a solid source of protein. Michael started his days with a big bowl of flavored Greek yogurt. Initially, it seemed like a great idea. He noticed he had more energy in the mornings, at least for a short while, but by afternoon he was often exhausted and found himself craving something sweet. Worried about his blood sugar, he tested himself a bit more regularly and was surprised to see spikes. Turns out, the healthy Greek yogurt he was buying was filled with more added sugar than a regular bowl of ice cream. While he thought he was doing something proactive for his health, he was inadvertently causing his blood sugar to fluctuate. What's really going on here? Just because Greek yogurt tends to be higher in protein than its conventional counterpart doesn't mean the sugar content is always low. Fruit on the bottom varieties and those labeled vanilla or honey often have sweeteners added. Over time, that sugar can lead to weight gain, higher inflammation levels, and a greater likelihood of type 2 diabetes complications, issues that seniors are already more prone to. So how can you avoid this? First, read the label. It may sound obvious, but it's a step that many of us skip. Look at the total sugar content and check whether sugars are naturally occurring from milk's lactose or if they're added. Stick to plain varieties whenever possible. If you want to sweeten them, add fresh fruit or a small drizzle of honey, controlling exactly how much sugar you're consuming. Another helpful tip, compare protein to sugar. If the sugar content is higher than the protein content, that's a quick red flag that you might be dealing with a sweet dessert rather than a nutritious snack. If you're trying to manage weight or maintain stable energy levels, excessive sugar can sabotage your efforts. The emotional benefit of switching to a more natural, lower sugar yogurt is feeling in control of your health choices. Rather than dealing with the guilt or confusion that comes after a sugar crash, you can enjoy steady energy and the knowledge that you're genuinely doing something positive for your body. On a physical level, watching out for added sugars can help you keep your blood pressure and cholesterol in check, a critical factor as you work to maintain heart health into your 70s and beyond. This brings us naturally to the second point, one that also has a lot to do with reading labels and understanding what you're putting in your body. Yet before we move on, take a second to think about the last time you bought Greek yogurt. Did you look at the sugar content? Did you see phrases like light, all natural, or low calorie and assume it was a better option? Keep that in mind because some of those products can be just as misleading. Mistake 2 involves overlooking the role of additives and artificial sweeteners. It's not just about the sugar. Sometimes the attempt to cut sugar leads to another problem entirely. Many people reach for light or zero sugar yogurts thinking, this must be healthier, it has no sugar. But is that always the case? Meet Sandra, 72. She's always been conscious of her weight, ever since her adult children started warning her about diabetes risk in her family. When she learned about sugar's connection to blood sugar problems, she diligently switched to a yogurt labeled light. The packaging boasted about 0 grams of added sugar. Great news, right? But after a few months, Sandra started noticing mild headaches and frequent bloating. She chalked it up to aging or possibly something unrelated, like changes in her medication. Eventually, her granddaughter, who's studying nutrition, suggested she check the ingredient list on her light yogurt. The culprit was an artificial sweetener known to cause gastrointestinal discomfort in some individuals. Sandra also found that the yogurt contained a range of other additives designed to enhance flavor and texture once the natural sugar was removed. Many seniors believe the misconception that if a product is labeled light or zero sugar, it's automatically better. However, artificial sweeteners might irritate the digestive system, cause uncomfortable bloating, or even lead to headaches, as Sandra discovered. Some research also suggests that certain artificial sweeteners can interfere with the gut microbiome, an especially important consideration for seniors who rely on probiotics to maintain healthy digestion. What should you do if you're trying to limit sugar but also want to protect your gut health? One step is to choose a brand of Greek yogurt with minimal ingredients. Ideally, the label should list just milk and live-active cultures. If you're looking for sweetness, consider blending in fresh berries or using a small amount of a natural sweetener like stevia or honey, but do so sparingly. Another approach is to explore unsweetened yogurt and add a pinch of cinnamon for flavor. You can get creative with spices, seeds, or a few drops of vanilla extract to enhance taste without resorting to artificial chemicals. On the emotional side, removing unwanted additives helps you feel more confident in your meals. There's something empowering about knowing exactly what you're eating and how it impacts your digestion. Physically, you may find you experience fewer digestive disturbances. improved gut function, and perhaps even a more stable mood, as gut health and mental well-being are increasingly linked. At this point, you might be wondering, isn't it enough that Greek yogurt is high in protein and low in carbs? Why complicate it further? Think of it as fine-tuning your nutrition, especially vital after 65. Your body is more sensitive to small changes, and staying healthy often means paying attention to the finer details. Before we move on to our third common mistake, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been surprised by an unexpected ingredient in your yogurt or another supposedly healthy food? If so, you're not alone. Let's continue exploring how to choose and consume Greek yogurt in a way that truly works for you. Mistake 3 revolves around portion control, or more accurately, the lack thereof. Many seniors figure that because Greek yogurt is healthy, they can have as much as they want. But portion size still matters, especially if you're monitoring your overall calorie, protein, or calcium intake. For an example of this, consider Ben, who's 70. He started using Greek yogurt as a snack between meals. He'd heard that the protein would help him avoid muscle loss and keep him feeling full. That part was correct. Greek yogurt is indeed a great source of high-quality protein. But Ben began having large bowls of it, sometimes twice a day, especially if he felt peckish in the afternoon or late at night. He justified it by saying, "It's healthier than cookies or chips." However, he noticed that his weight wasn't going down, and in fact, it began creeping up. Eventually, Ben spoke with a nutrition counselor. Together, they discovered that Ben was consuming upwards of 500 to 600 extra calories each day just from yogurt alone. While Greek yogurt is certainly nutritious, it still contains calories, and those calories can add up quickly. For older adults with slower metabolisms, too many extra calories, even from nutrient-dense foods, can lead to unwanted weight gain or make it harder to maintain optimal blood pressure or blood sugar. Many seniors also forget that calcium and protein intake has a ceiling for daily absorption efficiency. You do need more protein as you age, but there's still an upper limit to how much your body can utilize in a given meal. By overserving yourself, you could be missing the opportunity to space protein intake throughout the day and truly maximize muscle maintenance. So what's the solution? A practical step is to measure your serving. It might feel tedious at first, but using a half cup or 1 cup measure can help you develop a sense of what an appropriate portion looks like. Over time, you'll be able to eyeball it without measuring every time. Another strategy is to combine your Greek yogurt with nutrient-rich add-ins that help you feel satisfied with less yogurt overall. Try mixing in chopped walnuts or flax seeds for healthy fats, or adding fresh berries for fiber and antioxidants. This way, you get a balanced snack that fills you up without the need for an oversized portion of yogurt. On the emotional front, practicing portion control can remove the guilt you might feel if you suspect you're overeating. Physically, it helps keep your calorie intake in check while still benefiting from the yogurt's protein and probiotics. The goal isn't to start counting every single calorie, but to be mindful enough to enjoy Greek yogurt in a balanced way that serves your health rather than detracts from it. Let's move seamlessly to the fourth mistake, which is one that surprises many seniors because it highlights an issue rarely talked about in casual nutrition chats. Mistake 4 is ignoring how certain medications might interact with dairy products, including Greek yogurt. Now, this doesn't mean that Greek yogurt will directly cause side effects with most medications, but it can influence the absorption or effectiveness of some. Take the case of Patricia, 73. She had been prescribed specific antibiotics to address a bout of respiratory infection. She'd read that probiotics could help maintain healthy gut flora, so she diligently ate Greek yogurt each morning while on the antibiotic regimen. However, she didn't realize that consuming dairy too close to her antibiotic dose could interfere with the medication's absorption. The antibiotic instructions stated that she should avoid dairy within a certain window of taking the pill, but Patricia figured, that's more for milk, not yogurt, right? A few days in, Patricia noticed she wasn't improving as expected. After consulting her pharmacist, she realized her mistake. Although the yogurt was beneficial for gut health in principle, it was best consumed either a couple of hours before or after her medication. The minerals in dairy, particularly calcium, can bind with certain medications, reducing their effectiveness. Some seniors also take medication for bone density or thyroid function. Depending on the medication, the timing and combination with dairy can be quite important. If your medication label advises taking it on an empty stomach or avoiding calcium within a certain time frame, Greek yogurt is no exception. So how do you handle this? First, always read the instructions for every medication you're on, especially if it's new. Don't assume that yogurt, even if it's Greek and considered a health food, won't pose any interaction risk. Second, consult with your pharmacist or healthcare provider about whether dairy products might affect your medication schedule. Sometimes it's just a matter of spacing things out by a couple of hours. The emotional benefit here is peace of mind. Instead of worrying that your medication might not be working or feeling confused about why your health issue isn't improving, you can confidently coordinate your eating schedule. Physically ensuring your medication is fully effective can spare you from extended illnesses, complications, or the expense of additional treatments. Before we jump into our final mistake, I want to pause and ask, do you take note of medication instructions and how they interact with your meals? If you're not sure, make it a point to check. It's a small step that can yield big benefits. And now, on to mistake 5, which is one that often catches seniors by surprise because it challenges the idea that Greek yogurt is automatically a great option for every single person. Mistake 5 is relying on Greek yogurt as a one-size-fits-all solution without considering individual health conditions like lactose intolerance or kidney issues. Many seniors naturally assume that if they didn't have lactose problems when they were younger, they can't possibly develop them later in life. However, lactose intolerance can indeed appear or worsen with age. Consider Leonard, 75, who started noticing bloating, gas, and occasional diarrhea after incorporating Greek yogurt into his lunch routine. Because he'd always eaten dairy as a younger man, he thought, it can't be lactose intolerance, right? But our digestive systems do change over time, and the enzyme that helps break down lactose can diminish. Leonard was inadvertently triggering gut discomfort every day. Another angle, some seniors struggle with kidney function. Greek yogurt is high in protein and minerals like phosphorus and potassium. In most cases, that's beneficial, but if you have kidney issues, too much of these minerals can be problematic. People with chronic kidney disease may need to limit their intake of high protein or high potassium foods. So while Greek yogurt might be fantastic for someone aiming to maintain muscle mass, it could be risky for someone under a medical guideline that restricts protein or potassium. The misconception many seniors hold is that one superfood fits all. The reality is that each of us has a unique health profile. If you suspect lactose intolerance, try a lactose-free version of Greek yogurt or look for low-lactose varieties. If you have kidney issues, consult your healthcare professional or renal dietitian. They can guide you on safe portion sizes or alternative snacks that won't overburden your kidneys. A practical approach is to track how you feel after eating Greek yogurt. If you notice consistent bloating, stomach cramps, or changes in bowel habits, consider testing a lactose-free variety or speaking with a dietitian. And if you're under a specialized kidney diet, never assume that Greek yogurt automatically gets a free pass. Addressing this issue can bring real emotional relief. You no longer have to suffer through discomfort or self-doubt about what's causing digestive or energy problems. Physically, you'll likely notice a big improvement in how you feel day to day. If you're adhering to a kidney-friendly diet, you can also avoid further complications that might limit your independence. We've now covered 5 common mistakes seniors make when it comes to Greek yogurt. By being mindful of sugar content, additives, portion sizes, medication interactions, and individualized health considerations, you can truly harness the benefits of this protein-packed dairy food. Let's recap what we've covered and think about how these insights can make a real difference in your life. First, we talked about how easy it is to overlook the sugar content in Greek yogurt. Many seniors end up consuming a dessert-like product without realizing it, which can disrupt blood sugar and weight management. Then we looked at how artificial sweeteners and additives can lead to unintended side effects like bloating or headaches, reminding us to read the ingredient labels carefully and opt for simpler, more natural products. Next, we tackled the issue of portion control. Even healthy foods can become unhealthy if we go overboard. Measuring out an appropriate serving and adding nutrient-rich toppings can help you maintain a balanced intake. After that, we discussed how dairy can interact with certain medications, potentially reducing their effectiveness. Simple scheduling adjustments, like separating medication times from yogurt consumption, can go a long way. Finally, we dove into individual health conditions like lactose intolerance or kidney issues. Greek yogurt might be perfect for one senior, but not advisable for another, so personalizing your approach is key. Why is it so important to heed these warnings now rather than later? Because the choices you make in your 60s, 70s, and beyond have a direct impact on your quality of life. Ignoring these details might mean dealing with chronic fatigue, digestive issues, or more serious complications. But addressing them head-on can lead to increased energy, better gut health, stronger muscles, and a sense of empowerment that you're truly nurturing your body. It's easy to brush off these yogurt-related mistakes as trivial. But remember, your body is more sensitive as you age, and small changes in your diet can have significant ripple effects, positive or negative. If you take even one of these tips to heart, you could see a noticeable difference in how you feel over the coming weeks and months. Imagine preparing your yogurt with fresh berries in the morning, feeling confident that you're keeping the sugar level under control, and knowing you're avoiding any unwanted medication interactions. Picture having a quick, protein-packed snack in the afternoon without worrying about bloating, sugar crashes, or portion overkill. Envision a life where you don't have to guess whether your food choices align with your health conditions because you've taken the time to get informed and to tailor your diet to your needs. If you found this information valuable, there are several ways you can take the next step. The simplest action is to try these tips the next time you shop. Check those labels for sugar and additives, measure out a sensible portion when you're home, and pay attention to your medication schedule if needed. For those of you with more specific questions, maybe you're on multiple medications, or perhaps you suspect a food sensitivity, consult with a healthcare professional or dietitian who specializes in senior nutrition. And if you're feeling really motivated, consider sharing this video with friends or family members who might also benefit. You'd be surprised at how many seniors are unintentionally making these very mistakes. Finally, if you want to continue exploring ways to refine your diet and lifestyle after 65, stay connected. Whether you join an online community focused on senior wellness or simply subscribe to channels that offer practical advice, keep yourself in the loop. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to taking charge of your health in your golden years. Remember, your years of life experience give you a remarkable advantage in making wise, informed choices. Aging gracefully doesn't mean giving up on enjoying your meals. It means learning how to adapt familiar foods like Greek yogurt to match your current needs. By avoiding these 5 mistakes, you're already miles ahead on the path to better health, increased vitality, and the freedom to live the life you want. You have all the tools you need to make Greek yogurt a genuinely beneficial part of your daily routine. The best time to start is now. Take that first step. Compare labels, watch for ingredients, maybe talk to your healthcare provider if you're on medications, and see how you feel in a week or 2. Odds are, once you fine-tune your approach, you'll never look at Greek yogurt the same way again. Here's to your health, your independence, and your ongoing journey toward feeling your best at every stage of life. And now, if you're looking for an easy place to begin, just start by checking the label on the Greek yogurt in your fridge. If it's packed with sugar or you spot a range of artificial ingredients, consider making a small shift on your next shopping trip. Let that be your first small but powerful step in taking control of your diet after 65. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your health choices matter. A few simple tweaks can make a world of difference. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep sharing what you discover with others who might be on a similar journey. Here's to a happier, healthier you, one spoonful at a time.